Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Mabimpressions. Today I want to talk about Dungeon Encounters. This was published and developed by Square Enix. This is a bare bones dungeon crawler, and the graphics, the game loop, the art style, everything is very polarizing for some people, and I'll definitely get into what's good and what's bad and should you ultimately pick it up. So this is going to be my review of the game. If you guys are interested in seeing all of the gameplay here, I'm cutting it a bunch. Head on over to my Let's Play YouTube channel. It's called MabiVsGamesVOD, and please come by Twitch. There's links in the description for everything. If you stay till the end of the video, I'll be showing you some uncut battles from the Let's Play. So like I said, this game is a very bare bones RPG, a JRPG. So the story of the game is very simple. It's basically told you through a giant text box at the beginning. The game doesn't have any voice acting, but it pretty much says, you know, this is a nice fun little village, and all of a sudden, boom, a big labyrinth came out of nowhere and disrupted the peace. Now, you know, over all these many years, different parties of adventurers are going through, and you know, none have made it out, etc. So you are not playing a single person. You jump into the academy and you pick from 4 characters. There's everyone starts at like level 1 or 2 at the beginning of the game. You pick 4 people, you get equipments, and you get different weapons and skills, and it's your job to go further and further into the dungeon. So basically this is the whole game. Grab your party, go to a new map, and you chart the hell out of it. As you can see from the footage, to explore the map, all you have to do is run over tiles. Now this is where things get very interesting though. At first, once again, at first glance, it looks very simple. But every single one of those different numbers that you see there correspond to a different event. For example, 02 means it is a staircase that goes down. 01 is a staircase that goes up. 03, 04, 05 could be a shop, could be a resurrection shrine, and then those are the white numbers, and then you get random black numbers on the board, and depending on how far you are in the dungeon, that's the different encounters. So you have like 00 dungeons, 00 battles, 01, 02, 0A, etc. And those are all enemy encounters. So let's talk about the battles themselves. It plays just like a, you know, the tried and true traditional JRPG with an active time bar. So depending on your character's speed, which is affected by your equipment, the ATB bar goes up. As soon as it fills up, you get to do an action. Every character you have can have 2 weapons on them. It can be a melee weapon, it could be a ranged weapon, it could be a special weapon like a poison gun or a magic weapon, and then you can have a headpiece, which usually gives you magic defense, a chest piece for physical defense, and then you can have an accessory, which could be like a ruby to increase attacks, a shield for evasion, etc. Now, how the game kind of balances out, you know, different levels and finding all the equipments in the game is that every character has a certain amount of proficiency points. If you've played Paper Mario, kind of think of that like your badge points. Like you can only equip a certain number and certain high level of stuff if you are high enough level. I'll give you an example. There's a sword that costs 5 PP, and you have a total of 10 PP, right? Total of 10 max. You can wear a 5 sword and a 2 hat and then a 3 pants. Or you can be like, you know what? I want the 8 sword, so you have to get rid of like your chest plate, and then you can have like the best sword. So you have to do a mix of stuff like that. So every character essentially at the beginning is somewhat the same. They all grow at different rates, and I mean grow in a simplistic way. Everyone has HP and proficiency points. As soon as they level up, HP goes a certain amount and PP goes up a certain amount. Everything else stays the same, and it's up to you to pretty much class your characters that you want. So you can have one guy who has like 2 different types of magic attacks, like one for attacking an enemy, one for hitting everybody, and then he can wear like a lot of evasion stuff, and then, you know, and so he's going to be wearing very powerful magic stuff but have low armor, and then etc. for the other characters. So you have to go through that way. Now another thing that's a little weird and different is exactly how the battles work. Obviously it's like, oh, reduce the enemy's HP to 0. How do you do that? There's multiple ways. Okay, so everyone in the game, you and all the enemies, you both have physical defense and magical defense. It doesn't work like regular RPGs where a physical defense will reduce, how much damage inflicted to their HP. What happens is it acts as a sort of shield. So think of, in more simplistic terms, pretend that your physical shield is like a mana shield, and you also have a mana shield, right? So all of the equipment you have, every single battle you start with, you have that certain amount. So, okay, I have a hat, and I have a armor, and then total, it gives me 225 physical defense. Every battle you start with it, enemies will hit you either for physical or magical. Once it hits at 0, then if they do that same attribute again, another physical attack when you're at 0, they can now reach your HP, your life points. And same with the enemies. There are some, special status effects which, bypass all that and do straight HP, like if you poison them and whatnot. But that's pretty much battle. It's all about speed and equipping your party for who you want. So you have 4 characters at a time, but you have to be careful because if they get KO'd, they're useless until you can resurrect them. What's even more scarier is if they get petrified some way or another, and then you have to leave them in the dungeon. Yes, you leave them. The whole game takes place on all of these floors. All of these floors, and these are not really randomized. I think they are definitely set, because there are some puzzles that I've seen, some riddles that say, oh, you have to go here, you have to use these specific coordinates, and then you can find a treasure or something like that. So I don't think they're randomized. The only thing that's randomized, I believe, are enemy encounters. But each floor has like a set number of difficulties, so you're never gonna find skeletons on like the 50th floor, like level 2 skeletons, etc. Enemies drop money, they give you experience, and they have a drop rates for items. There's a common and then a rare item they can get. So the game is all about dungeon diving, puzzles, and it just comes down to map making, map tracking, dungeon encounters. The name of the game. It really reminds me of old school Phantasy Star, and even a little bit newer games, and that's still old by today's standards, like what's that one game? It's called Evolution for the Dreamcast. Very good. Somewhat a procedurally generated dungeon crawler, but that's it. This is a dungeon crawler that is well thought out, and there are tons of things you can do for each of your characters. Not only can you mix and match their armors, but as you explore, you yourself as the all-encompassing person controlling these guys, you're going to be obtaining ability points, which is rewarding you for 100% filling out the map or just progressing in general. And with these ability points, every single node that you find, because there's different events, like I said, 03, 04, 05 could be different shops, but then there's like, oh, number 20, ooh, what's that? Number 20, it's a riddle, so you have to figure that out. And then 25, it could be a special ability, so you permanently unlock a new ability, and then it's like, oh, your party is immune to poison, but you have to equip it. And once again, you're not a character in the game, you're controlling all 4, but you do have proficiency points yourself, and that's what you equip the character. So okay, we're gonna go in the dungeon. I'm gonna give everyone poison resist, and I'm gonna give everyone the ability to use the withdrawal function, etc. So there's a lot going on here, and I think this game is very niche for sure. It's very, very, very niche. I think at the base price, it's like $29.99 for US. I bought on the Switch because, well, look at it. It's definitely not gonna be like, I'm not gonna be dropping frames anytime soon, and I hope so, because it's very bare bones graphics. What's interesting though is all the characters that you do get, and you can switch them out anytime. As long as you are there on the node that you left them at, you can pick them back up. So that's very interesting that way. But yes, every character, if you choose to put them in the first slot of your party and then go back to running on the map, you can see their avatar. So every character has an avatar, and it's cool seeing them, but it just kind of feels like, oh, it would have been more cool if those avatars were used for more than just map running around, because they look great. Like the different characters look awesome when you put them up there. So yeah, it's just like, unfortunately, but that's what the game is. I highly recommend this only for hardcore JRPG fans. There's not a big story here, none at all. And there's the only gameplay loop is level up, find equipment, get money, solve puzzles, fight items, find exploits, level up, etc. So it is the base of a JRPG experience, and if you really like that, which I'm a huge numbers guy, just straight numbers, running around, exploring, leveling up, slowly progressing. That's my jam. I love that. So dungeon encounters, I knew 100% it was for me. But if you're like a casual fan, let's say you played, let's say you're into Pokemon, you're into the latest Final Fantasies, Final Fantasy X or something like that. Maybe not. I say Final Fantasy X as like one of the, you know, JRPG ones. I know 15 is just like Noctis all over the place, right? That's another selling point. It's addicting. It's very addicting. That's why I got it on Switch. So dungeon encounters, I really, really like it. But once again, it's for a very niche audience, and luckily it is not like a $40, $50 game. It's just $30. But right now, if you pick it up, it's gonna be like 20% off. So I highly recommend it. I like it a lot. I'm going to keep playing it, and if you guys are interested, I'm going to be putting my full playthrough on the Let's Play channel. This is definitely not one I'm going to stream, just because, well, you have to know what's going on in the game to, you know, catch up. And it's just not that great of a game as a spectating game, but it's fun playing it firsthand. So if you want those challenging dungeon crawling experiences, you know, running around on maps, picking up new items, equipment, puzzles, once again, Dungeon Encounters does what it's supposed to do really well. Unfortunately, a lot of people are going to be turned off simply because of the graphics. Oh man, looks like a mobile game. Oh, what the hell? Where did all the budget go? Idiots, man. It sucks, but it is how it is. You know, I'm glad, like, this game is for me. And if you're watching this review and you got this far and you are intrigued by it, I don't know if there's a demo or anything, but, you know, as long as you just watch a bunch of more videos, like if you watch just episode 1 of my Let's Play, you'll know for sure if it's for you or not, because it pretty much shows you the whole thing, the game loop, that is, and then you just keep getting going and stronger and etc. So, hey, hope you guys enjoyed my review. If you enjoyed, leave a like. It helps a lot. If you haven't already, sub for daily videos. I'll leave you guys with a couple of battles for the first episodes of the Let's Play, and once again, please let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and all the links to everything in the description. So, thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of the video. I'll, kind of like Malio instead. Malio. Yeah, Flux 2, that was insane. Fight this guy. 0B, wait, that's the scary one. Yeah, okay. But now we know. That's why it's 0, it's like the physical defense is 0, right? I think as long as the team doesn't wipe for Gooch. Yeah, look, we hit him. Was Scepter petrified? Interesting. I don't know if that goes away. Probably not. Maliflux 2. Boom! 100. All right. These guys are gonna give me some foul loot, aren't they? Maliflux. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Oh, 50. Oh god, can you guys hit Geloch, please? Oh, 34. You guys kill this guy, please? Don't miss this. Don't miss this. Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. It's a tough one. It's a tough one, but it's gonna be worth it. And yes, I think I'm gonna run home after this at the very, very floor 1, because I don't know when the next shop is coming up. So, kind of wanted. Oh, first KO. That's all right. I think we'll be fine. Maliflux 32. Maliflux 2. Hadouken. Yes. All right, everyone smack this bitch, dude. God, there's only two available because Geloch. Yeah, I don't have a way of getting rid of his petrification. Bastard sword. Get wrecked, bitches. Oh no, they don't get experience if they're petrified or dead. Well, that's nice to know, right? They're both right there. Oh man, that sucks. Petrified cannot travel and must be left behind? What?